Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And so this will be our very first video and talking about budgeting. So thank you, grab a seat. And again, my name is Severine and I really appreciate you for stopping by on my channel. So we're going to dive right into our very first video and so we'll talk about budgeting. Everything about the budgeting, how to create a budget and how to stick to a budget. So we'll begin with what is a budget? So a budget is a plan that you set out for your money. Tell your money what to do. So it will tell you how much money comes in. So that'll be your income, and how much money is going out. So that'll be your expenses. I have my note here, so I stay on track because I'm a talker and I like to talk a little bit. So I'm gonna make sure I stay on track. So a budget can be built on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis, but I'll recommend a monthly budget because it's easier to stick with, and it's just more feasible and more unrealistic. So what are the key areas of a budget? So we talked about the income, so that's the money that's coming in. So it can be from your salary, side hustles, it can be your business, and it can be an allowance as well. So like if for example if you're a student, you're getting money as an allowance from your parents and from grants, so that will be considered an income. So that's money coming in. So the other part of the budget is expenses. So expenses has two categories. It can be a fixed expense or it can be a variable expense. So fixed expenses would be like, for example, your rent and sorry, it would be like your rent that stays the same month to month, or specific. Some people have fixed phone bills or fixed utility bills, so that will be fixed income, fixed expenses, sorry. For variable expenses, so things like your food and pay as you go utilities. For example, for me, my utilities are variable, so it's as per use, so every month is different. And it can be variable expenses can be for entertainment as well, so every month will be different on what you do and what you set out in your budget. The other area of a budget will be your savings. So it's very important that when you make a budget, you're also planning for your future. So you want to make sure you're keeping a little bit of money and with each pay, or how you set out your budget to save and plan for the future, because you want to plan for emergencies and maybe exciting things you'd like to do in the future. So it's very important to include savings in your budget. And last but not the least, and part of a budget is investments. While we talk about saving for the future, it's also good to plan for retirement because eventually it's gonna happen. So we want to be prepared for that. So investments can be investing in a tax-free savings account, in a registered retirement savings plan, so that'll be RRSP, and or you can also invest in ETF. So those are exchange traded funds. So I can touch more on each of these topics and in other videos, but today we're just focusing on what is a budget, excuse me, what is a budget and how to create one. So yeah, that's just a part of a budget. So now we're going to talk about how to build a budget or how to create a budget. So when you're creating a budget, it's very important that you make it very realistic to your situation, and you make it very clear and very understandable. So some people can use Excel sheets, some the budgeting apps out there that are free. I personally use a free budgeting app, and I can share more on that. This video is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by any app, but I can share the app I use. And if you're in the United States, there's a very great budgeting tool out there. It's called Every Dollar, and built by Dave Ramsey. So there's a free version of Every Dollar as well that you can use to create a budget. So we're just gonna go through an example of how to create a budget. So for example, let's say you earn 3,000 a month. So we're gonna break that down. So your income is 3,000. So maybe you're paid bi-weekly or you're paid every month. So bi-weekly you get a net income. So the net is the total of the money you get in your account once taxes and all the deductions have been taken out. So bi-weekly you get 1,500, so that's 1,500, and at the end of the month you get 3,000. So you can so now we're going to build the expense category. So in the expense you can say your groceries, you allocate a certain amount for groceries. Let's say for example $400 for groceries. Things are quite expensive now, so this is just an example of how to build a budget. This is not set on stone. You can always tweak this to fit your situation or your lifestyle, but this is just an example of how a budget works. So on rent will be, let's say for example 1,500. Your savings can be 200. Investments can be 150. Entertainment, because it's very important to include the things you love, not extravagant, but in a very frugal and very reasonable and very responsible way. You still want to enjoy life, so you can so entertainment, based on our 3,000 income a month, it will be 400, and a phone bill will be $65. Internet will be $70, and transportation, if you're so this budget is based on somebody who takes public transportation, or if you own your car, this fits for this budget as well. As I said, you can make this budget to fit your situation. So transportation will be 200, and the last part I include in the budget is very important, especially for me. It's giving. So it doesn't matter how big or small your income is. And for me, I think it's very important to include giving into your budget, because it teaches you, even with the small or the mighty you have, you can always have that spirit of being generous. So giving in our budget of 3,000, I included $15 for giving. So that's not very much, but that's very that's good to include in your budget. So you can work this out to fit your situation. So you want to make your budget to zero out at the end of the month. So when you add all the expenses we put out together, it's gonna amount to 3,000. So the reasoning for building a budget is to tell your money exactly what to do at the end of the month. You don't want to be wondering, oh, where did my money go to? I just got paid, but I cannot see the money. So that's the reasoning for a budget. It lets you see exactly where your money is going to. So that's why it's very important. You can also go based off a percentage of your income as well. So some people go with the 50 30 20 a rule. So 50 is for needs, 30 is for wants, and 20 is for savings or investments. So it just depends on your situation. I can elaborate more on that in another video. I just don't want this video to be too long. I just want it straight to the point. So so that's how to build a budget, so you can spread it out, know what your income is, know what your expenses are, and at the end of the month you make sure that every dollar of your money is accounted for. You work very hard for your money, and the best way you can treat yourself respectfully is to be accountable. So yeah, those are the parts of our budget. So I'm just going to touch more on key areas again. So our budget did not include debt. So that's the budget I illustrated was for somebody who is debt free and who is living an average life. So if you are paying off debt, you're going to work out the budget to fit your situation, as I said earlier. So instead of the entertainment, if you're paying off debt, I would recommend you cut your life to the bare minimum. I know it's difficult, but it's for a very short period of time. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. So you cut your lifestyle to enable you to pay off your debt as quickly as possible. While paying off debt as well, I'll recommend you keep saving, because for emergencies will come up. It's not a matter if they're going to happen, it's a matter of when they're going to happen. So you want to be prepared for when an emergency happens. You can have a flat tire, your a light bulb might go out, you might need to replace that. So emergencies are going to happen, so you want to be prepared for that. So yeah, so I'm not going to make this video long. This will be nice, short and straightforward to the point. Please, if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment down below, and I'll do my very best to answer to every single comment. So we're just going to talk now about advantages of building a budget. As I mentioned earlier, one of the big advantages of building a budget is to take control of your money. You don't want to wonder where your money is going to at the end of the month. So you're taking control of your money, and it gives you the freedom. It gives you the freedom, so you're not wondering, oh my goodness, do I have enough money to spend on that? With a budget, you know exactly what you have to spend on that, and you cannot go over the limit. So that's mind freedom. Your mind is always at peace that you know you have that money to spend on a specific thing. A budget also lets you save for future goals like travel. Who doesn't like traveling? And travel and having a family, buying a house. So that's like major goals that almost everyone would like to achieve. So with a budget, it's gonna help you achieve those major milestones and goals. And also with a budget, it helps you stay out of debt. And I'll discuss more about debt and my personal journey with debt and debt payoff. So stay tuned on my channel, and those videos will be coming up soon. And leave your suggestions down below, what kind of videos you see, and I'll do my very best to create those videos for you. And last but not the least, a budget helps you identify where you spend unnecessarily. Sometimes we just spend without thinking about it. We spend on credit card without thinking about it. We max out credit cards, we go to the next credit card without thinking about it. But with a budget, it's gonna help you pay off your debt, stick to a budget, and everything is gonna go smoothly. So just to conclude the video, today we're talking about budgeting and how to stick to a budget. We spoke about how to create a budget and how to take control of your future, your financial future. So we also spoke about how building a budget can create the mind freedom of not constantly worrying about money, worrying if you have enough to spend. And it just gives you that peace of mind, I'll say. So if you're paying off debts, as I mentioned, you can tweak the budget to fit your needs or your condition. So a budget it has that flexibility to make you move things around to suit your situation. So we've come to the end of this video. This concludes our video about budgeting 101. Thank you again for stopping by. Let me know if you want me to talk about the tax-free savings account, an RSP account, and ETFs and investments. As I mentioned in my introductory video, I am not a financial professional. This is my personal experience I'm sharing, and we'll all be sharing to learn from each other. So if you're seeking financial advice, I would recommend you seek professional help. And this video is for just my personal journey and my personal experience. And so thank you for watching, thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe and share, and so we can all learn from each other. Thank you, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.